Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Malaga Road to Glory Career Mode here on FIFA 19. Right, well, what we're doing with this one is it's a rundown of how Season 2 finished to begin with, and then I'm going to go straight into Season 3, see how much budget we've got, go through like the pre-season tournament. If it gets to the final kind of thing, then I'll play the final. If not, we'll play the first game of the season. So there will be a game in today's episode, but it'll just be the one, because it's mainly going to be a stats situation, sort of thing. So if you're not interested in all the stats, then obviously skip forward until the gameplay and stuff like that. But I'm sure most of you are here to find out how things went. Well, as we know, Diaby, he was the man, wasn't he? And he ended up getting 31 goals in the end in La Liga, and then an overall of actually 42. I mean, you could take 4 of those off because they were in the pre-season. He got 4 assists, so not getting that many on the assists, but I mean, he was up front on his own, top man. And the one that I am surprised at is this guy. I mean, he was amazing, wasn't he? I mean, to be honest, Schinkel is come through the youth team a bit like we'll get to him in a bit, but a bit like Navas. But Schinkel, to me, he's got such a great touch. He's got really good ball control skills and stuff like that. But he actually got 16 goals in only 20 appearances. And I wasn't even aware, but he actually can play as a striker. And I know Diaby is not going to be like the main guy or anything like that this time round. Maybe to move Schinkel forward, but I'm thinking I'm quite happy with him in the cam. He's back up to Talisca, so that's where I'm going to leave him. So unless we get to a situation where we're desperate and we need a striker, but I don't think we will, because obviously we've got Timmy Weah as well. But yeah, 16 goals, 28 in 20 appearances, and 6 assists are pretty good. Alfonso with 12 and 10, not bad from the wing. And Timmy Weah, he netted 11 in 20 appearances. Adama, a little bit disappointed, but again, I did train him on his shooting because his shooting wasn't brilliant, so I have managed to train him on his shooting to get him better. So hopefully this season he'll do a lot better. He only got 10 in 42. He played probably the most out of any of them, to be honest. I think he's played the most amount of games. But yeah, so Talisca obviously got that injury, so that sort of nullified some of his stats and stuff like that. But he came through with 10 and 9 assists. Johnny, I think, is he going? Where you'd see it. Status. No. Oh yeah, approached by Real Betis. Hasn't signed for Betis. Okay. So he's approached from, but he's 28, 29 now. So I was just thinking of moving him on. Anyway, right. Let's move on to attributes and overalls and who's improved them. It's probably going to be a goalkeeper. No, it's not. It's a player that's out on loan, Herbert Grun. Not even used him, and he's gone up by 11. Okay, that's good. Man, he's got loads of stats have improved there, haven't they? Jeez, dribbling, ball control. All right, well, he's one that we might delve and have a look at, possibly. I knew the goalkeepers, because goalkeepers seem to be flying up, so we knew that Moyano was going up there, but he's only 17. Did we want a 17? I mean, I know Iker Casillas, when he started at Real Madrid, was, I think, 19, was he? When he got into the first team squad at Real Madrid, but do I really want Moyano as a... I think I'm going to look at bringing in a proper, not a proper goalkeeper, but a first, someone who's 25 plus, age-wise, just a bit of experience about him, and maybe a bit taller as well, because Moyano's only 6'1", so yeah, we'll look at that. Costa, I think he only had about 1 game or something, so. But again, they're just youngsters, aren't they? But they go up quite quickly. Navas, has gone up by 7. Adama's actually gone up by 6. Weah's up by 5. Ramirez up by 5. Tonali's up by 5. Badia actually went up by 4, even though, but he will no longer be at the club. He's off to West Ham, I believe. So he's on his way out. We've got Vittori up by 4. Another player out on loan there, Velasquez. He's out on loan at the moment at Trying to think what that badge or that kit is. That Celta, could be Celta Vigo, possibly. Alphonso Davies is up by 4. Hudson-Odoi out on loan at Inter. I didn't actually tell you guys that I sent him out on loan, and I apologise. You're probably wondering, yeah, that's a point. I thought you signed him. I did, but he wasn't getting the game time because of obviously the wingers were all doing really well at the club. Like, so I sent him out on loan. And he's actually grown by 3. So he'll be coming back and fighting for a spot. But anyway, let's move on from that. Let's get into. Obviously, you know where we finished in the league, and you know where we finished in the cup. I just wanted to show you Champions League winners were actually Manchester City. They've won it for the very first time, beating Real Madrid 1-0 in the final. I'm sure I showed you where Liverpool bowed out against Milan on away goals at round of 16. That's disappointing. That is really disappointing. Hopefully they'll do better. Let's see who won the Europa League. Oh, okay, it's an English all sweep through there, isn't it? Like, clean sweep. Don't know what I'm trying to get words out there, but Chelsea have won that, so they'll, depending on where they finish in the league, will book themselves a place in the Champions League for next season. Let's actually have a look around the leagues now. Okay, in Europe we have Premier League first off, and we have Manchester City winning. Okay, so they won Champions League and they won the Premier League. That's pretty good going. That is pretty good. Manchester United in second, 5 points off them. Liverpool get third. Yes. Well, not yes, but yes, they're in the Champions League. Spurs fourth. Chelsea will be in the Champions League in that fifth. So I would imagine then it's Everton, Arsenal, and Fulham will go into the Europa League, depending on. Also depends on who's won the FA Cup and stuff like that, but I'm not going to go through who's won all those. Just quickly show you who got relegated: Nottingham Forest, Wolves, and Aston Villa, a bit of a Midlands sort of like, culling there, isn't it? Like, I mean, Stoke nearly was another one that we nearly went with them. But yeah, the Midlands teams have all got hit there. Who's coming back up? Bournemouth and Newcastle straight away, and then it depends on playoffs. I imagine this is going to be PSG, and yeah, PSG absolutely smashed it over in France. Who else we got? Bundesliga, Bayern, perhaps? Yeah, not necessarily smashed it. 6 points over Dortmund. It was either going to be one of those two, I would have thought. And then we've got that's 3. That one. Serie A, Juventus, yeah, won that by 5. Roma. Sticking with them, so they'll be in Champions League along with Napoli. So interesting to see who we get in our Europa League group and stuff. Holland, Ajax, they won that. Who else have we got here? Poland, not really. Portugal, Benfica. Yep, Benfica. I'm literally just guessing these, and it's pretty Rangers or Celtic. Oh, Stevie G just misses out by a point and maybe goal difference as well if it had been level, but that's not bad. He's doing well up there, isn't he? Good old Stevie. We know what it is in that's the second division. So Deportivo and Rayo Vallecano are going to be coming up along with whoever out the others. I think that's all the major leagues in Europe. That's not what I wanted to go to. Board expectation stuff. Reduced player wages by 8,800 a week is not kicked in yet. I would imagine that's going to kick in when it goes to the end of the season thing, which is weird. I don't know. Youth development, just didn't get that one right. We've done that one. We can't do that one. We did really well in both of those for domestic success, and I don't even know why continental success has got a low priority, considering we weren't even in Europe. But anyway, there we are. We finished with with the weight. I suppose you've got 30 million left. I'm hoping that continues and adds on to next season. I'm sure it does. The way that they've changed it now. Youth, we've got some youth players in there that I won't even go into just yet. I don't think there's anything else to go through. Lex mentioned Lunin. He's 21 and he's the same rating as my 17-year-old. You see what I'm saying? Moyano's 17 and he's 81 rated. Lunin's 21, he's 81 rated, and his wages are going to be way over for what the rest of the squad is. So I was looking at maybe possibly Jack Butland. He's only one difference, but he's got that experience. He's 27, he's 6'5". Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm like thinking, like, you know. And then I'm even thinking, because goalkeepers don't drop when they get to 30s, even Silerson, but again, it's his wages. I'm a bit not happy with his wages. But then I thought, oh, there's Jan Sommer, who's Switzerland's #1 keeper, and then realised he's only 6 foot. So Butland is kind of where I'm steering towards, because Stoke have only just missed out on relegation, so he might be thinking he might want to move to a club that's in Europe. He might, you know what I mean, we might be able to get him there. His wages aren't as expensive, so he might take a drop, possibly get him for maybe 50,000 a week. But as again, I might look at a possible different keeper, but yeah, that's something to think about. So that's what we're looking at. Right, so let's like fast forward then and get into season 3 and see what our budget's going to be. That's the main thing, isn't it? Right, so start of season 3. Not bad transfer budget. I wasn't expecting that much, to be honest, but that's pretty good. 128 million, you could say. I mean, obviously the wage, you could up the wage, and so let's say 125 mil or whatever. That's not bad, is it? So that's better than what we've had before, like when we were doing Road to Glory, isn't it? Like the 2 million we got when we were at Grimsby. Right, let's we got some interesting objectives though. We'll get straight into them. High priority, sign at least 3 players younger than 20 years old with potential greater than the average. Sign at least 3 players younger than 20. Well, they're going to be younger than 20. Oh, okay. With potential greater than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. They want 3. Sign 2 youth players to the senior team in the same season. They were scouted. Play them in 10 matches. Yeah, okay, right. And that's a high priority. That's interesting. Brand exposure. Okay, gain £176 million worth of earnings from shirt sales within the season. This is Malaga. This is not Barcelona. 176 million. I mean, okay. The financial within 2 seasons increase the club worth of your club or our club by 20%. Okay. Domestic. Finish in a UEFA Champions League place. So that's suddenly late change, doesn't it? And then reach the round of 16 in the Copa de España. So that's not too bad. That's only like basically win your first game and you're into the round of 16. So that's not too bad. But finish in a Champions League place. So we have to go one better and finish in that 4th spot. So it's either deposing. You'd have to probably say Atletico or Valencia, because you'd imagine Barcelona and Real Madrid are going to be in there. But Barcelona left it late, didn't they? Like sort of thing. Continental success. What? Okay. Win it? We've only just... They want us to win the Europa League, but it's low. I think that's just a hope, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. I think the one that we're going to struggle with, I think that's out of my hands. Can't do anything about it. This one's going to be a tricky one. This one's going to be tricky, and the fact that it's high priority, but yeah, it's going to be a tough season, this one. It's going to be tough. They're expecting a lot from us, you know. There we go. Pre-season. What have we got available to us? We have got... no, we'll go with this one. It gives us more money, and it's not as hard, I don't think. Skip through most of that, see if we can get to the final. If we don't get to the final, then we'll be playing, looks like Real Madrid is our very first game. What news have we got here? European International Cup. Johnny's left the club. Yeah, Gonzalez has left the club. Yeah, he's off to Roma. Malero's off to AC Milan. And Badia is off to West Ham. So they've all dispersed from the club. Has that given us any extra cash? It has. We're up to 177 million because of those selling those players all going. Like, so that's another 60 million into the kitty. We could buy some decent players here. We really could. Do I just go for this guy as being our main striker? Do I attempt to go for him? What are they looking at? Between 33 and 48. I think he'll be a good fit. I really do. 83, pretty good. Yeah. I'll sod it. I'm going to go for him. I'll be back in a sec and let you know how I got on. Right, well, some tough dealings going on there, but eventually we managed to get it go through for 45.6 million is what we ended up spending, which is a little bit more than what I wanted to spend on him. Now it obviously comes down to the wage side of things, so let's see if we can maybe save some money on his wages. Hopefully he'll come down a little bit. I don't know, he might want to stay about the same, but I'll be back in a bit for that now. Okay, so he is now a Malaga player, and he actually did take a wage drop, down to 55,000, which I was like surprised at. But yeah, 55,000. I got him on a 5-year deal. So yeah, Lautaro Martinez, welcome to Malaga, Spain. Yeah, here we are. Like, you know what I mean? So looking forward to see how he fits in and stuff. But yeah, 83 rated striker. Boom, in he goes, like, sort of thing up top. Sure DRB will understand, you know what I mean, because of his age. Don't know whether do I sell DRB or do I just keep him around, you know what I mean, just in case of injuries. I don't know. It's always handy to have. But I mean, I've got Weyer as well, and I've got who's the other guy, Fatoli as well, haven't I? So I might sell DRB. I think we'll see if we can get some money for him. I think that's what we'll do. Just before he starts dropping off, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, good deal there. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, will we get to see him against Real Madrid, or will we get to see him in the pre-season tournament? Let's go find out, shall we? Right, so as you can see, absolutely smashed the group, won all games in there, like, you know what I mean, pretty good, only conceded 3 goals as well. As for Group B, Schalke and Udinese that get through in that. Got through to the semi-finals and didn't make it. Yes, lost to Udinese on penalties. So yeah, not to be. Schalke take on Udinese, and it's Schalke that end up winning it. So today we are going to be basically taking on Real Madrid in today's episode, guys. But only one game in. I'm not going to play them both. I'll have the second one lined up for the start of the season, where we'll have Real Madrid second leg, and we'll also have Espanyol as well to start the campaign off in Thursday's episode. So for Thursdays, guys, as it's getting towards obviously the end and the transfer window's going to end and stuff like that, any suggestions that you may have, like of players and stuff that you want to bring in, I'm going to quickly show you the squad, and as you can see, they're all 80 rated now and above. Militao has managed to get himself up to an 80 rated. So do you think that we need another centre back in there alongside Pavard that's maybe a little bit more like 83, 84 rated, something like that? And do we need someone in alongside De Jong as well? Is Cousins, do you think, is he valuable there? Do you think that the captain Rika at left back needs upgrading? Do we need a left back in there? Because the left side, if you look at it, is kind of weak, you know what I mean? Whereas the right side is pretty strong. So I'll leave that to you guys. If you've not got any comments regarding transfers, don't worry. I'm fine with it. I will make decisions if that's what you prefer, but it's just nice to get some feedback now and again, like on what you reckon I should maybe bring in. The other news is that DRB has sold. Yes, Monaco have come in with a £26.7 million bid, and he's only he was only like rated. His value was around about was 16 million, so they've gone 10 million over. So I couldn't not say yes to that. And like I say, he's 30 years old, so I think that's a bargain. He's done the club really well, and I hope we get to maybe play against him again, maybe in the Europa League if Monaco are in that or not. It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, so DRB has parted ways with us now, like, sort of thing. So we don't need another striker. We've got backup in that department, so I think we're all right for striker. I just think that, we have got obviously Romero, who's 80 rated now at left back, who's young, only 18 years of age, so you might think let's just play him all the time and get someone else in. Yeah, again, it's down to you guys, but anyway, let's crack on and let's see how we get on against Real Madrid. We don't fare too well against them, do we? So let's see how we do in this like sort of pre-season sort of Community Shield version in Spain. That's what it is. Right, so as you can see, we're taking it a little bit more serious than what Real Madrid are. They're not putting out their best side at all, really, are they? Like, with the fact that they've got Falcao, Vasquez, Junior, Kovacic, Ceballos, Llorente, Ramos, maybe in Grimaldo possibly, that you'd expect in there. Keylor Navas in goal, De La Fuente, alongside Ramos and Hakimi. So yeah, we might get a win here. Who knows? Like, let's see how it goes. So here we are at the Bernabeu. I don't know if it's at that particular stadium it just happens to be Real Madrid, or we get to play the second leg at our ground. I'm not entirely sure. Like, but we'll wait and see. Great stadium, isn't it? Fantastic. Falcao. Nice. Oh, this is nice play. Okay, they can still knock it around, even though they might have not all the best players on the pitch. But there's Kovacic. Good ball in, and okay. Is it Falcao? Yeah. Doesn't matter who they put out, is it? Come on. Yes. Davis is in. Lautaro. Oh, the outside of the post. Oh. It's the outside. The keeper's beaten. It's the outside. Oh, that's a shame. Right, Adama. Oh, good tackle. Good tackle. Well, I'm not being funny, but that De La Fuente might be only, I don't know what he was, 68 rated or something, but he's better than Ramos at the moment. He's just causing me no end of problems. Right, Armian now. Oh, Hakimi is there. So let's go. It doesn't win any headers. Why? He's 6'4", yet he's like, doesn't win any headers. It's terrible when it comes to heading. You think being that tall, he'd, right. Oh, I was going to say Adama's through, but Lautaro's through, and Lautaro, this time, gets his first being controlled. I don't think he actually scored in the pre-season. So that is his first goal for the club. Nicely done. Nice finish. Keylor Navas, not happy. That was actually supposed to have gone to Adama, but it actually went to him. But, you know, I don't mind. Good finish. Right, well, Talisca and who else was it? Adama have really not done anything that they're supposed to be doing for me. So I'm going to bring the two young lads on, Schinkel and Navas, and they can now get worried that they're going to lose their position if they don't carry on like this. Here's a chance. Rika's going to get there before Vasquez. And what's that? It's supposed to be back to the keeper. What the hell? Come on, Navas now. Up against Ramos. I mean, come on. He's still going. It's Navas. Oh. Well, I think he's just said, I'm better than Adama Traore, because that was a superb run from the young lad. For some reason, Ramos was able to keep up with me, and then I just thought, I'll whiz in here, and Toni Kroos turned his back to me, and I smashed it in. Nice. I think Keylor Navas thought it was going to hit Kroos, but no. Well done, David. Both Davids. But we did this in the cup, didn't we? Remember, like in the first season where we beat them. Oh no, did we beat them here? And then no, it wasn't. We beat them at our ground, and then we lost here badly. Well, this time we're ahead at their ground, but it's not over yet. No, it is. Thank you. We've actually beaten them at the Bernabeu this time. Yes, they didn't put out the strongest of sides, but it was a win. They might put out a stronger side when it comes to the second leg, but nice to see Lautaro, our new signing, get on the score sheet. We'll see whether he's a good replacement for Diaby as the season, progresses, but yeah, it was a bit disappointing with Talisca and Adama in that first sort of like showing of them of this season. They were poor. Let's see how poor they were stats-wise. Talisca was better than Adama, but as you can see, 6.8 for Adama. He just kept running out of his position, and then, I don't know. Yeah, he's got a fight on his hands, because Navas is going to take him to... He might have all the speed, but he didn't use it, so... He's got great acceleration, great on crossing, great on ball control, great at dribbling, finishing's there. I might go for him. Do I go for McKeely? Yeah, I might go for McKeely. In fact, I'm going to get rid of Zuma because he's 25 and he's only 80, so he's gone. Oh, I've so many choices, but anyway, a like would be appreciated. Take it easy, guys. Catch you Thursday for another Malaga one, or I'll catch you tomorrow for Liverpool. You take it easy, guys. Stay from Mumongu Gaming. Signing off. Cheers.